Ooh, a bit loud in the music, I think. Let's turn that down. There we go. That's a bit better. Right. So, welcome to live stream 4, I guess you could say. And yeah, plan for the day. Put it in the description. Hopefully, I put all the tags in it in properly, and we'll see how we're getting on today. But I need to take the train out. But first, let's check my sim speed. 0.5. Yeah, that is because this thing has got so many subgrids. I don't know what's going on. It is literally just crashing everything. And the plan for the day is I need to fill the whole thing with iron and bring it back here. And as a consequence of that, it's going to be heavy, and I suspect I'm going to crash a lot. And yeah, I've literally been putting the whole thing together. I've been linking them all up as well so that they'll A, not smash into each other, and B, pass as much ore as possible along every possible cargo container that is available inside. I've also done a wee bit of art. I've been painting that one green. I plan to paint another one blue and another one yellow. I want to see what they look like. I like it in the green so far. It kind of fits, but so far I'm sticking with the red. Those are cars 8 and 7. This one's 6. Oh. And now I'm going to have to head up to the front of this train and get it moving. If anybody's audio is a bit too high, just let me know and I'll get it back down again. But I'm reasonably certain things are okay at the minute. There's one long train. I mean, I think it's like, what, 200-300 meters long? Chad! Hello! Don't know if you tried it, but I've heard turning off air tightness might help. Haven't tried it. In fact, air tightness is literally something I was dealing with this morning because for some reason my farm decided not to be pressurised despite it being a pressurised space. So yeah, that was fun, hoping that my fruits weren't going to die. Audio's good. Thanks, mate, Motherface. I'm hearing a ticking. I don't know what that was. Anyway, let's take a look at the front wheels and pray to the machine god that they won't break. This wheel here has been my bane for the past several weeks. I don't know why, but as soon as this train got to beyond 8 cars, this wheel here has been detaching, snapping into the blocks next to it, and pinging the whole thing off the track. Especially when I'm not looking at it. So hopefully, if I'm looking at it, it won't have too much an issue. There's an audible tick. Find something for that. Yeah, I think I know what they are. Right, let's take timer blocks. I'm pretty sure I need to turn this volumes off. And then ATBs. Who knows? Anyway, let's get us a moving then. So part 5. Judd says, not sure how that's going to work for farms now, but others with numerous grids and low sim speed seems to see differences in air tightness turned off. Ooh. I'll have to experiment with that one later and just to see what happens. I'm not really too sure how that works. That feels a wee bit more like that might be like a code problem, maybe a game code problem, that it's, I don't know, maybe it's counting too much or something. But yeah, let's get moving now. I was actually tempted to lower the speeds down to 10 because of the length of this thing. I've got a fresh save, you know what, I'll do a quick save now and If I get to the first corner and it decides to ping itself off the track, right, fine. But I'll drop the speeds down to 10 if I need to. But as I keep saying, it's not the speed that I'm after, it's the quantity. And so far I'm moving. Better get my spectator cam out. See, that there, I keep getting that where everything just stops for a wee bit. And I'm going to have to bring this one out. Ooh. Oh, I know what that was. Some of the interior blocks hadn't been finished getting built, so my janitors are doing that. There's the last of the car. Okay. Let's get back up to the front. So long. But I'm up to an optimal speed, so hopefully I'll be able to get this thing running. And the thing is, I'm not actually going to be stopping at the iron mine when I arrive there. I'm going to go past it, stop at the gold mine first, and pick up, say, 5 minutes worth of ore, and then stop at the iron mine and pick up the rest. And that means that I'll have the sharpest and biggest cornering on the track this side to fully see if this thing stays on the track. But I'm hopeful that things will be fine. Loud build and repair, yikes. Yeah, my volumes are a wee bit high, I think. Especially the build and repair thing. I popped that there just now. But yeah, I keep trying to press the button that says put them on silent, and then next thing I know they're still making large noises. Yeah, I really like that green though in that container. Because I'm thinking of different cars had different coloured containers, and I'm thinking about putting like panels on the underside, and the only thing touching the actual car itself would be like merge blocks, so that each individual container can be lifted and planted elsewhere. But right now I just need to see if I can get this working, because my other option is I cut off at least 3 cars for the back and just see how I go for there. Other volume is fine. B&R volume can be adjusted in its settings. That's a good point. I think I did that a while ago. Oh, it rang. I'm on the rang grid. If I'm back in time to the station, I'll need a reminder to do that, to turn the volume down on the B&R. I often play this with the sound off for myself, because I'm usually doing something else in the background while I'm playing and recording as well at the same time. Got a busy, noisy background. Now the moment of truth. This is where my heart will probably sink and fall at my arse if this doesn't go well. Although this is a much easier corner to take, but these wheels have been driving me absolutely insane. I mean, they work perfectly fine under a smaller train. Like the 3-car effort with the Mark 6, it just powers on, no problems. This one, the Mark 5, the wheels are identical, but for some reason it's just like, nah, I'm not having it. And I think it is the length and the amount of subgrids. But we'll see in a sec. And I always get worried when I see like the wee bits of like smoke and stuff around the wheels and all that. Right, let's see. See, it's moving fine right now. It's got enough friction to keep the wheels turning. The suspension's not overly being pressed. It's sitting perfectly in the centre. And it made it perfectly fine. It's so strange that it seems to work now. You know it is? Because people are watching. Yep. Anyway, so while I'm on this journey, Chad, how you been? What you been up to lately? Oh, new person there. I'm not very good with Cyrillic, but I'm going to say text ho. Hello, welcome. I have to admit though, I think the bit of music there, the orchestral and all that, the ethereal sound as the train was just coming around the corner was just bang on. Watching lots of SE content, never enough time to play it myself, it seems. You see, that's another thing I'm doing as well. So if I'm like got a big build project, I'll probably have another SE content creator on in the background on the big telly or something else, and you know, keep my like a part of my brain busy and thinking while the other part of me is building and being creative at the same time. Anybody in particular that you've been watching lately? Because I might have seen a few of the same ones myself. Very beautiful railway. Thanks a lot, pal. Thanks. It's surprisingly smooth right now. And all the hassle I've had over the past month alone with the wheels just not working properly at all, and now it's smooth. It's so easy. I think when I added the conveyor lines for the ore to transition through each of the cars, I feel like it's added an extra bit of stability. And I actually had to add, I think it's still here, extra bit of length to this car here, because see when I get to the hill, the declines down the hills for the plateaus and the mountains, this car has a tendency to ride. Oh crap! Oh, right, go away. Sorry, I was holding shift for too long. It has a tendency to break itself off and then mount the locomotive car, and as a consequence, it problems. Speaking of problems, I've spotted some damage. There's a bit of damage here. When did that happen? Ever sorted train accidents? Not yet. I've done a lot of work on trying to sort out the trains text by trying to get the right friction meets power for each of the wheels, because I was figuring that if the guide wheels on the inside have got too much friction, they tend to get caught a lot of the time, so I have to be quite low to make them glide better. But I also need them to have a lot of strength on the suspension. But for that suspension to seemingly seem to work for the testing I've done, it needs to have a small amount of friction to grip a hold of the block that it's touching to be worth anything. That has been an absolute nightmare with the constant reloading and getting it gone. Chad says, Splitsy, yep, I watched him as well. Engineer Coffee, I watch him as well, like every weekend I get home from work, Engineer Coffee goes on. Duke Skyloafer, I've not heard of Duke yet. My algorithms no show them up to me just yet. Andrew Man Gaming, yes, always a favourite. Kanajashi, yes, always a favourite. Quantum Tatar, haven't heard of him yet, but hopefully now I've said it, algorithm will update for me. Dread Mechanic, yep, heard of him. I think you were the one that told me about him last time as well, or was it? Or her? Bad memory. And we've got Dreadwing Alex is in the chat as well. Hello! I'm actually hopeful this time I put the correct tags in as well. I seem to be, because there's a few more peeps here tonight as well. It's great to see you here. And I've just spotted I've not turned something on yet, so let's get this on. A nice mix of white, grey and green smoke. This is going to be a very, very long journey, by the way, guys. It's like, I need you to keep me company. I'm going to be on for a long time. Oh, I've also been secretly, but not so much, I've been preparing for something really, really big, but it requires me to have, at a current estimate, around 20 million steel plates and climbing based on the thing I've got planned for the ice fields, so yeah. A lot of stuff needs built, and that's why I'm prepping for all this iron that I'm going to need. Him could be, he's the one that builds mechs, walking mechs. Right, yeah, that's the one I was thinking of, because I saw a guy who recently did one where I think he broke down, no, it was like a landing pad kind of looking thing, and they kind of stood up on their own, I think that might be the guy I was seeing. I'm not sure. Could you correct me if that was the right one? I'm not sure if that was the one I saw. I think the whole idea of a mech for me is well beyond my skill set as well, especially the ones that can right themselves and stand up. I can't get a train to stay on a track. That's the problems I've got. But as of right now, I seem to be fine at the minute. And I'm betting it's either because I've got an audience watching it because it doesn't want to embarrass me, or it's staying alright because I'm with the train. Because when I wasn't with the train, well, it crashed. And let's see, Duke Skyloafer has written a script for farming farmhand that monitors and lets you farm plots. Right, yeah, I saw that being mentioned in, I think it was Engineer Coffee's latest video where he had it on a screen. And I quite liked the look of that as well, and I saw it popping up in the workshop as well. I think I will have to take a wee peek at that and maybe whack it on. Because I've only recently, I actually acquired a bit of guilt when I got the Apex thing running. None of the voxels in this planet, I went for hours and hours and hours in every direction hunting for seeds, fruit, mushrooms, wheat, whatever, couldn't find any. And then I had to rely on the unknown signals. I eventually got 2 pieces of fruit out of an unknown signal and turned it into seeds. So now I'm actually growing fruit in one of the plots and hoping to find the rest later. So a loading issue when not near seems to be something, maybe the interaction between the wheels and the grids when I'm not present seems to cause a bit of a problem. When I'm present it works fine. When I'm not present I'll come back to it once it's beyond like 5 kilometers away from me. It'll just straight off the track and then wriggle about like a giant snake along the terrain. I mean, it looks perfectly fine right now, but I guarantee you it'll be my bane later. That wheel looked a wee bit out of place there. Let's lower myself a wee bit. I still say one of the best decisions I made recently was turning these wagons into 6x6. Absolute perfection. I'm going to a safe place just prior to every corner that I'm coming up against, just to be in the safe side, because the amount of time it takes to reload this bugger is terrible. Going into the deep dark. Thing is, I'm literally hoping to add at least 2 more wagons to this thing to get, whoa, just as I say it. 2 more wagons to this thing to get it running. And the last one I want to be a passenger car, which I've got a basic outline for and a basic design for. And I was thinking along the lines of the old westerns, when you would see the trains, they would have like the steamy up at the front, a few cargo wagons, one with logs and all that stuff, and then right at the very back they had like a passenger car. And I was thinking something like this for this. And I was thinking along the lines of the Caledonian Sleeper, which I've been watching a few travel vlogs on that train as well. But instead of it being just like a singular car where just rooms run along the length, because that would be quite short, I've got a lot of room to work way up the way as well. So what I was thinking about is having 5 rooms on the ground floor, or the bottom floor, right? And then like a economy class and a kind of canteen and restaurant on the upper floor, with kind of like sticking with the 40k theme, kind of like cathedral-esque like roof with various windows going along it, so that you can still see out and have a nice grand view and stuff, and then you can retire down below to have a wee kip, that kind of idea. And I've actually, one of the videos that I'd previously done, I had to use the blueprint for it in order to create the builder cars, and it was just to be some process of grinding away the wee blocks that I put in to be like a guideline for me for the future. And yeah, it's I'm trying to remember if I've got a mod in place that allows me to add certain blocks that are not meant to be on small grid, because I want it to be able to be mostly vanilla stuff and then get creative with what I'm doing with the small grid blocks in order to build it all. But I actually discovered that you can put like beds and stuff in there, so that'll be fine. And I've got various pictures what the inside of Calvarine's sleeper looks like, so I'll be able to, you know, rig that together and put them in a nice like, arrangement. It's just finding the time currently to do it, because I have to keep putting it off, because I've been needing to set up things for a big video in the future for the big base at the ice fields. As a consequence to that, I've had to redesign my assembler. I only have one. I've been operating out of one assembler the entire time all the way through this, and I'm like, no, enough's enough. If I'm going to have to produce millions and millions of steel plate, not only do I need something with capacity to carry it, which I also have in mind, but that would also mean having to build something in order to take it to the location, so that's even more steel plates and even more iron. Good thing I've got a train set up for it. It also means that I need time. A single assembler will take me well into next year if I started to right now in order to build the appropriate steel plate. It's just not viable. So I'm going to build a assembler hall as well, with multiple assemblers all feeding into the same one to build my capacity up. Hopefully I'll be able to do very well with that, but it's an ongoing process. But my assembler halls are working. My refinery hall I just completed this morning. That video will be up on Wednesday, and I've did it in a way that only specific items will go through the sorters to specific refineries, so cobalt won't exactly be clogging up the system. Right, let's see. So I made the tighter turn inside the tunnel. Now a slightly wider turn here hopefully will be fine, and I've pre-saved as well. I should be able to make it. It's these wee gaps I always worry about. Nicely does it. Nice. Yeah. Oh yeah, I removed the fourth wheel at the back. Forgot about that. It was causing a bit of a pinging problem. Hopefully it's working now, but we'll see. So far I've not had any issues with this setup so far. Although I did have damage, and I'm still wondering why I've got damage. I've no iron on me in order to fix it immediately, but I can easily do that when we get back to the main base. If we get back to the main base. Well, so far so good. I mean, it's quite a long... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cars. 8 cars. I know what I'm doing with car number 9. Chad in the chat, I think you mentioned last stream actually, you says about a hydrogen car with circular kind of like cylindrical pods. I've also got a wagon on my test world with that already blueprinted, well, blueprinted, wrong word, with the blocks in place that would create the basic shape. All I need to do is like fill it in, put the necessary containers and things inside it, and like we were talking about, I can put cargo containers in for ice, so it is still exclusively for ice, and then bring it back to the main base if I was refining the ice there into hydrogen. Ooh. See, every time I hear those like bangs, I'm always thinking something's going to go wrong and it's going to all come tumbling down, but so far it seems fine. This is not exactly a very narrow corner. The narrow corner will be much, much, much later. I mean, is that not cool or what? This big monstrosity swinging round. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. I just wish I had the time this month in order to get the silicon mine up, which still hasn't been built yet. I think it's not that patch. That patch is probably not any good to me. I think it's this patch over here. And I was originally going to like bring like pipes all the way along, feeding into a station that I was going to build here. But I ended up doing the gold one instead. and I've still not got a design idea for a station to be built here because of the elevation. Originally I was wanting to build one over there like a giant ribcage. I mean, I still could do that and just extend the pipes all the way out and make them separate grids with connectors and stuff, and it would still work, but it's finding the time because I'd need to build it in world at the same time while these things are all running. And speaking of which, check sim speed's still 0.6, so I've moved away from the main base far enough that my sim speeds went up by 0.1. So it wouldn't be too much of a problem building here if this was the exact centre of a big station. I just don't know what kind of design. I did like a ribcage-esque design with like the spine on the top and all that stuff. It's still rattling in my dome. Because I've also got 2 other locations for stations as well I need to build. I don't even know how many blocks in total is attached to this thing. I think if I press K it should only show me the locomotive, right? Yeah, it's the locomotive only. Well, hang on. If that's the locomotive that's about 18,000, why don't I just jump onto cargo wagon because there's a seat. Right, down we go. Right, let's see. Info. It has 8,700 odds, so let me get my calculator. This would be times 7, so 8,748 multiplied by 7 so far, right? And then the other one doesn't have a seat on it, so I'll need to... yeah, this will do. This one has another 6,000. Oop. No. 8,000 multiplied by 7 equals that, plus 6,398, plus, and then back to the locomotive, which is now climbing. And you have 1449, 14049. So 81,683 blocks used, not counting the wheels, which are about 1,000 each as well. So close to 100,000 blocks in this one train, and it's not even finished yet. Remind me, is the damage mostly happening with the centre guide wheels, or is it happening to the wheels running on the rails? Just the front one now. Everything else that I've... all the damages and all the problems and all the pinging and the bleed through for the blocks, all that's all been fixed. It's just the very front guide wheel, the very first one, the one that touches every block first. That's the one I've been having problems with, specifically at the big loop back at the home base. The thing that's been annoying me about it as well is because that whole loop is temporary. It's only there to get the trains back to the station quickly before I build the railway going to the northwest. And it's annoying me that it's happening specifically there. And I'm thinking because it's so close to the main base, and the main base has also got a lot of subgrids and things attached to it. Sim speeds drop them like a stone. The train's coming in adding even more pressure as well. It's gone around that bit of track well within range of the main base, and then that's what's causing it. That's my only guess that I've got left. Everything else I've went through every idea I could come up with, but I need fresh minds to help. And hearing that noise again, it always stuns me. Whenever I hear a thumping noise, I'm always like, what's went wrong? Yeah, so I think that's what's the problem, is that big temporary loop thing. I was thinking about getting to working, like extending the track for several kilometres away and doing a loop up there and seeing if it makes a difference, but I'm not too sure. It has always been that front guide wheel. Where I removed the fourth guide wheel for the wheel set, it seemed mostly to have fixed the problem, but only when I'm present, when me the player is present. When I'm not present, I turn my back, gets 2 kilometres away, it's off the track again. and I'm like, what's gone wrong? And it's always the same wheel every time. And it's this one, this very first one here. I reverted it back to the older settings. I didn't after trying multiple different techniques and different ideas to get it to work, but right now it's like perfectly centered, which is bizarre because back at the home base it's not centered at all. It's like completely wedged up on one end. So I'm actually quite surprised that it's working right now. And into the dark tunnel we go. I'm really quite chuffed at the work I've put into the power up and the power down function to counteract the free motion of the cars behind me. I'm really liking that with the timer blocks. It just gently pushes backwards and forwards as it takes off and applies the pressure. Emergency stop's less an issue because when it comes to emergency stop, it does the power down thing and it gets about 75 meters before it comes to complete stop. As a consequence, it means that any small grid in front of it will still have an impact, but because it's so slow, when it hits the back another train in front, it doesn't actually transfer any movement and it just stays still and there's no damage to the blocks at all. So I figured I'll just leave it for now anyway, but I still will get a hold of that sensor extender because 100 meters would be preferable, but as for right now I just need to suffer. But I'm going to take a peek at the actual engine room here. I keep hearing the ticking noise. It was back at the base, I think. Yeah, there's no ticking noises. So the ticking noises was coming for the main base. And right now, I've got plenty of fuel, plenty of power, and I better eat because I'm hungry. I am at 28 hunger. Yeah, not bad, not bad. Leave that be. I've not even got an altar or nothing on here like I've got inside the new elevators that I've built. Close you up. And you top up. Up come. And the thing is, you know, these ugly ass panels here are hiding the timer blocks for the power up and the slowdown. The thing is, I could easily add stuff to them as well to make it all nice and fancy, like lighting and all that shit as well. It'd be great, but it's finding the time and usage at this minute because I'm like, what lights do I need? Although the reason I've not put lights on the back of the rear car of this one because it's not the rear car yet. When I put the passenger one on, I sure I'll put big reds on it like I did with the builder cars. But yeah, right, where we go here. I wonder if you build each rail 2 blocks wide and 45 degree slope on the outer ones, forming like a channel. The trains on the side of would take some strain off the guide wheels, like kind of like the reverse, say a real world train where its wheels have got a wee flange on it, but you would say make the track itself kind of slope inwards. It sounds like a good idea. I'm not too sure if I'd be able to keep the same distance though between the guide wheels, because I'm thinking that, so if I've got one block either side, I would need, and it's a 2 block gap, so you're saying that I would need to have like half blocks in between as well in order to narrow the gap enough for the wheels to maintain contact. Because I understand that the sliding in part, or you mean just like specifically the flat bit at the top for the normal rolling wheels, but a slanted bit in the middle for the guide wheels to help. And I'd be curious if you meant upside down as well. More like a slot car, if anything else. The difficulty being that a lot of the track's built with that slot taken. I apologise, Chad, if I've like misunderstood what you were getting at, but I've actually just had a bit of a thought as well. What if the slot that the guide wheel is in is actually a full extra block lower down as well. I didn't think of that. No, I did. I did think about that, because I was thinking about the amount of blocks it would take up, because it's an extra layer of blocks as well. Yeah, slope the top to help channel the main wheels. That could be interesting. See, I would worry about the wheels just wanting to like slide like off it. If it's like I can see it like bouncing from side to side on each one. It is worth a bit of experimentation though to find out and see what happens with it. It would be interesting to see. I'm going to save again. I've seen a few people who have built trains both in the past and in the recent revival of building trains in Space Engineer. That some people have done like wheels on the outside, which doesn't help me, and they've done ones where their guides are further down between the rails, which would help me, but it's the amount. Oh, whoa, 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 what's that? What's that? Is this the evidence I was looking for? Yep. See it? It's almost as if like the rotor above is not allowing full movement when it go in here. Whoa! See, that bouncing is just absolutely horrendous. It's eventually, whoa, 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 whoa! That rear guide wheel as well also got a wee bit, and then it suddenly starts to settle down once it's out of the tunnel. Oh, spoke too soon. Ooh. Nearly made it, nearly made it. The last time this happened, I thought it made it, got to the straight bit, and then it decided to go and fly. Ooh. Right, you're safe now, you're safe now. Be calm. It's literally just a locomotive. Hey, look, it's fine now. Oh, yeah. Still no contact here as well, so it's like, what is causing it? As soon as they became too long. Is it maybe the wheels are touching? No. No. There's like literally no contact in there. Whoa! Whoa, 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 what is that? I mean, of all the places to go for a wee flight. I think I should change the fork and to be on the locomotive rather than the actual other one. I look how quiet it suddenly gets when it stops and goes nice and straight and easy again. There's definitely something in there. Because I tried to rule that one out, that maybe it was like another block touching the locomotive like for the wagon behind, but I don't know. It doesn't seem right. It doesn't sound quite right. Everything's like far enough away. The hinges are turned off so they get full range of movement. Or do they? Huh. See, right, once we get around the next corner, I'll jump out and I'll take a peek and see if that makes a difference. This is always a wee bit that worries me as well. It doesn't look at it, but it worries me because it might take a wee bounce. There's also a bit of a sharper drop as well. Ah, it's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Right, no, I'm not stopping at this one. It's when I come back the way, I'll be on the other track, and that's when I'm stopping at this station, so I'm literally going straight through this station. Hence, green light. And hopefully this corner will be much better. This corner's one of the biggest ones I've done. It's the minimum amount of angle to go around, so it's one of the bigger curves. So it should be perfectly fine. Although, since I'm here, how much are we looking at? Only 52%, it's still got millions of iron. And they are still working. Excellent. Right, let's shoot her and see. It's making noises, but it's not as bad as before. Right, Chad, are you certain that all the rail sections you are set as stations, or could there be some that you somehow forgot to set? Yeah, I checked them. Not so much up here, because when I was building them all, I literally took all the steps one by one to make sure I got them all. And right now, if these were still set to ships rather than grids, this thing would be off the track right now. The wheels would not be sitting in those slots. They will be pinging through, and I'd be crying. Alright, maybe not literally, right? But the one at the main base, the main station, remember a while back, I don't know if you did, but there was a point where I asked a question. It's like, why is it doing this? It was like section 4 at the halfway point. The wheel would just go straight through and ping off because it hadn't been set to station. I went through every single one of them all the way around, every single section, I think it was 180 different pieces, and checked them all. They were all set to station. So when this problem started creeping up with that guide wheel, I was like, how can that be done? They're all set to station. Now I don't know if maybe like in an update or something that maybe a wee bit got changed. I don't know, because I've never heard of like one of them like setting themselves back to a station or anything like that. So I'll need to check. Angela off, full movement. Full movement. Okay, just trying to rule out various things that could be issue. You're very helpful. Yeah, you're being very helpful. I love it. You're doing really great help. Because it's like I need another brain to help me with this stuff. I keep going through everything I can think of. I don't mean to like. I hope I'm not sounding rude or anything like that, or I'm coming off as like rude or anything like that. It's kind of frustrating that this is happening, and I need brain power. I need more people, more minds. You upgraded the main wheels. Are the guide wheels upgraded to the same? Yep, they're all identical. They're all identical. What I'm thinking though is, what would happen if I turned the torque off on this? Now, is it my imagination, or did the excessive vibrations just stop when I turned the torque down? Look, could that be it? A bit of phantom forces caused by these hinges having too much torque? No, it can't be that simple, really. There's one way to find out. Give me a corner. Oh right, aye, we have got one right. Safe place. This one has been. Oh, sorry, the saving. This one's been untested so far, so I need to check this one. Where am I? Come on, quick. This has been untested. And this was... I had multiple people help try to work out the angles for this one to work. And so far... so good. Except that bit still needs a bit of a fix. I made it. Oh my god! Oh, look how close it gets as well. Oh, so close yet no touch. Woof! That's a little too close for comfort. wow, that is like... Now forgive me, I've not actually seen this part yet because this is untested, so I've not brought a train up here yet, but to see the train weave around the station like that is fantastic. That is brilliant. I want to say, damn, I'm good, but I ain't. That took a lot of trial and error. Torque and braking torque on the couples should be off and only turned on when you're disconnecting cars for the couples stay in line for reconnect. See, I think I've completely forgot that, the thing about the torque, Chad. I think whenever I've been putting these together, like when I was adding like car 7 and 8, I was like, turning all that off thinking, oh, these have to be off, this has to be have full range and all that stuff, and then I've no checked the locomotive and I think that might have been done. Friends, new groove, no touchy, no touchy. Bang on. Well, I've got a long trip down this hill, so let's check the rest of the torques, see if they're all still on, because I'm pretty sure I turned a good amount of them off. So that's them done so far. Oh, because it's downhill, you can see this wagon's already pushing up against this one, which I was expecting to happen. But as long as this is here, it shouldn't jump up on top of itself, so that's good so far. So far we're doing good. Let's check the rest out. Is it really that simple? I've been missing out the torque being turned on. Come on, land. No! Don't want to get crushed. That's got torque on. Right. Let's be smart. Let's not waste fuel. Ow. Right. Let's see now. Okay. Hinge. First one, torque 0. Second one, 0. This is going to take some time. Only places this is me talking to myself now. Only places I've used hinges is for couplers. I haven't used them for anything else. Right. Hang on. Could I just like take both and then yeah, 0 and 0. Right. Right, they're numbered. I'm not sure why that is. Right. All at 0. I know what hinges these are. Although that one I don't know, because that's illuminated like it's white, which means it's on this grid. What have I got on this grid that's got a hinge like that? Well, it's at 0 anyway. So the reason I went ooh is I just thought there's also hinges and couplers that are used for the piping to transfer the ore from one wagon to another as well. If they've all been like adding excessive force as well, could be putting the front wheel under too much pressure and too much strain. Let's jump outside and take a peek at that, because that explains why I've got so many more hinges on the command list. Right, let's be gentle here, because these ones as well. Yeah, they're all done now. Fingers crossed that actually works. See if this does work. That's the power of two brains at work. I mean, I'm breathing a sigh of relief, but I'm not really too sure I should, because this still could go hideously wrong. Speaking of which, let's see. Large ARG cargo containers. I have a lot of cargo containers. I think it's like, what, 6 per box, so that's 12, plus 4 each side, so that's 8, 16 medium. So multiply that by numbers. Too many. But if I need millions, I'm going to get my millions. Would prefer if it was millions of cash coming out of the connectors, of course, right into the bank account. But you know, I'll settle for the ore just now because I want to build that big project. Is it making it? See, the wheel's behaving itself so well right now, except that one bit at the big S shape. Oh, how lovely that looks. Oh, another corner coming up. Oh, I mean, that is just gliding through there, isn't it? Oh, oh, a wee bit. Here we go. Oh. So far it is lessened. It is lessened an awful lot, so far I'm taking that as a win, so... Oh, what was that? I thought I saw something really bad going on there. Right, so the noise is coming from here, right? Huh. Once we get in this next corner, I'll maybe take another closer look at that, maybe trim something off, or even like elevate it a wee bit higher. I always think it depends if it's gone left or gone right because of the gaps. Just a wee bit there. Not much, but... I mean... It's definitely that rear one that's got a bit of a problem with... Oop. I'm unsure. But so far so good. So far so good, we're making it so far. Anyway, let's get back to see what's happening here. Might be a good idea to off-screen rename all coupler hinges so you can easily find them no matter how long a train you put together, then you're only making changes to them. Yeah, I've been, horns up, I've been very lazy with my naming of things. When I was watching Mr. Coffee the other night there, and he's naming everything, that all in the groups, and then each individual things all get its names and it's all bracketed and all that stuff, easy finding. A little envious, but then again, as I said, horns up my laziness. But I've been trying to name some things on the main base. I've even like got one. There's like there was 4 blue lights, 4 lights. But I did not know where they were, and at the time I was knee deep in the middle of doing something. I had to remember what I was putting into a sorter. So what I did is I just put them on a group under unknown sort later. I have to go back in my free time and work out what those lights were, where they were, and then fix them and give them proper names. I've been giving names to my sorters. Have all got names as well, so I've been doing that. So there's no excuse for me not to be doing it with the hinges in each coupler section, because I can literally name them based on the number for each wagon that's attached. So for example, like 7 and 8 here, the hinges would be like gone on to 7 and 8 would be like hinge A 7/8, hinge B 7/8, or hinge A upper 7/8, and then vice versa as well when you're going to like hinge 6 and 7 upper and lower, because there's upper and lower versions of them. Because I did that with my elevators as well, so it's like I've no excuse not to type those things in. But on the plus side, I was able to just grab them on and put the torque off, so I guess that was quick too. But I'm amazed I've got this far so fast. It's like, what, 15 plus kilometers away at best. Still got a wee while to go yet. Then the return journey. And it's taking its time, which is good because, and I say it's good, it's good it's taking time, because it means I can then set up a timer where I know exactly how long it takes for this thing to go. Right, it does mean though that if the torque was the problem and maybe blocks at the back are a little too close, if I can get this thing to run on its own without me being near it or needing to be in contact with it, then it can only be positive that I would use a timer to say, right, after X amount of minutes stop here, or X amount of minutes stop there. So a timer would work in that regard, and that way I'd know the full journey time at these speeds. Anything faster and the thing's just going to fall apart. But I'm curious as to what I need to remove for here in order to cut down on the noise. If you don't connect the cars in the same order every time, numbering hinges would confuse you. Better to just call them couple hinges. Yeah, couple hinges is probably just a better idea. Yeah. Because they will, if it's attached to a full length train here, I'll be manipulating them all at once anyway, usually, and I'd only really need to name them specifically if I was just like, as I'm doing the hitching process, and then just put them into the group would be a good idea. It would confuse me after a while, yeah, but I think I would be able to, like, if I was disconnecting units 7 and 8, I think it might just be better off like putting like an LCD screen on it with a number, so that I know which numbered car that is as well, and then just change the appropriate hinges I'm hooking up if it was like 5 and 7 for example. But while I've got your attention, I'm staring at something right now, and I'm awfully suspicious of it. Now I'm going to shuffle forward a wee bit, right, and I'm going to remove my horn, right. Can you see what is different here between the pair of them? A design flaw. My design flaw, because, well, I'm an idiot. So the merge blocks there, as part of the coupler at this point, has a large hitbox, right? And that hitbox, every time this thing turns, is going to need to move around freely, except that bumper there on the right hand side also has a large hitbox that is interacting with that. Is it possible, when the locomotive is turning a corner, these merge blocks here are touching the heavy armour blocks on the right hand side here, and that's what's causing a major issue with all the bumping on the excess forces? Because it's not in alignment with the one on the next car. I'll check the other side, see if it's the same. Yep. Wait, no. They are wide enough apart. I don't know. Is that the right distance apart? Like, hang on. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks apart. And this one was 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks apart. See, that's still not in alignment with that. Oh, no, it is. Whoa, 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 you're pushing me off. Oh, it's a good placement here to see this while it's going around a corner, and I forgot to save just in case. Whoa. That definitely moving that away for a start, and that. You can go. Bye. Right, I'm going to remove these now because I'm getting a look at this here. Bye! Right. I mean, if I was to like shear that one off, I'll just remove that one now, and the same on the other side. I'll remove this one that side as well. See if that makes a difference. Downhill when the cars are trying to bunch up, then the couples swing out to the side, and might be an issue with those real support blocks. Yeah, I'm thinking that as well. Because I use the larger merge blocks as mostly an aesthetic choice, because you know it's big and chunky, like the thing's grabbing a hod properly. But if I was using like the smaller one, the 1x1s, then the hitbox would be a lot weirder, so it might not have as many interactions. But we'll see with the next corner if that like bunches up and hits anything, because I know it's definitely bunching up right now. It's gone downhill as we were saying, but so far it's not causing any damage. If I was going downhill and turning a corner, which is definitely what's happening on the way back, I'll be able to get an idea of that, because going uphill less an issue, but turning and changing in elevation as well is a problem. Oh, we're at the ice fields already. Are we there yet? Ooh, that got close. We got a corner coming up. Alright, let's see. Turning yet? Yep, it's turning. Still hearing it. Right, I'm definitely thinking. Ooh. So what do you think? Do you think you should maybe win a stop? Attaching 1x1s there instead? I mean, it's got to be worth a try, right? If I put them on my taskbar now so I can remember. I'll pop that there now. I mean, that would take up a lot less space, right? Hang on, I'm gonna... I've got time, right. Up. Right, if I came down the turn, am I level? Right, time, power down, come to a stop. Right, I'm going to save place in case I completely bollocks this one up. Right. Hinge lock on. I'll probably need to put braking torque on. That'll do it, and that'll do it. Idea forming might take a few chat entries. On the locomotive, name the horizontal hinge something specific, place an event controller on each car. Whichever car is the last one is the... I need to borrow. Thank you. Right. Let's put something. Now remember, I need to remove that, otherwise this thing is going to crash, but that needs to be there in order to stop this thing rolling away. Right. Here goes. Right. Ow. Dampeners, come on. One in place. Two. Yes, they're in. Right, let's remove the braking torque and then the hinge lock off. Braking torque to nil and the hinge lock off. Same again. And then a hinge lock off. I'll leave them white just now because I need to know if I need to yeet them elsewhere. Right, so that's that done, right? And before we get moving, so I'll start again, Chad. I'll start again as I'll read through them, right? So you've put idea forming might take a few chat entries on the locomotive. Name the horizontal hinge something specific. Place an event controller on each car. Whichever car is the last one is the one to activate. If it can detect the local hinge moving beyond a certain angle, apply the brakes for the last car. Then the loco is going downhill and the cars are trying to bunch up. That event controller detects it and tries to slow down the whole train so they don't bunch up. Ooh. Right, hang on. Was it control print screen? Just give me a wee brief sec here. I just need to bring that up because I need to quickly grab this and that and paste. No, yep, right. I've just managed to grab myself a wee copy there, well, a wee screenshot there of the chat, so because I can't write it down in a hurry because I've not got anything next to me. I like the idea. I like it. The only issue I've got so far with it is that the wheels don't have any brakes. However, the workaround is that the last car's wheel set, because see right now if I just type in wheels, that's every single set of wheels for every single car. The last one would be the braking car, so I would have a different name for that wheel set so the event controller would know which one I was talking about, and then apply what you've says to that last car, because these wheels don't have any braking at all. In fact, they even really shouldn't have any of this attached at all either. But yeah, because look, see here, this is the normal one for the flatbeds at the back. So if I was having one at the back that would have these things on it, it would mean putting friction's good, strength's good. It's workable, it's doable, yeah. Now I've took a screenshot of that in the chat there. That's actually a good idea. I've not got the tools on me to be able to apply that right now, but yeah, because I'm going to add a couple more cars to this one, so that would make sense. And what was it I forgot today? I was about to take after as well. Remove this. Right, that's us. Now, let's go. Let's see if this works for now. Let me quick save as well. Oh, it's already saving. Good. And power up. Right, we're on the move. Let's jump in behind here. Right. So far, doesn't seem to be an issue so far. When's the next corner due? A wee while yet. Now I got left behind there. Why is the truck here? What have I got cooking up down here that requires projectors to be hundreds and hundreds of blocks away from the track. We have to build ECs into each wheel trolley so it won't matter which direction the car is facing. Yeah, that's a lot. Surely I should only really need like one on the locomotive, right? One EC on each trolley, it might be easier to control. Yeah, actually, yeah, yeah. Because then you would have the one that triggers it all, telling all the rest to hit the brakes. Because at the same time, I would have to have something to run like a command argument to tell the cruise control to slow down or attach to a very particular speed. Oh! No, that was the wheels making that noise. Oh! So far, that didn't make too much of a noise, but I've got a much tighter turn coming up as well at the end of here. I'm going to jump into the cockpit here so I can use the spectator cam to get under and see. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Move, move, move. Right. Right, let's get under. It's definitely this one. There's little to no contact there at all, so... Whoa, 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 does that wheel look like that was... Yeah, that hinge under there, it's not moving very far, is it? It's not even allowing itself the ability to turn really well. Oh no! Quick! No, 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 no! Move, 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 get out of the way. Right, fast, faster, 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 faster. Move, 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 move. Oh. Good thing I spotted that. Sorry. I forgot to remove some of the guide blocks that I had placed here for the big base. Right, this one's a standard tight corner. It's definitely that rear effort that's not happy. The front one seems to be doing fine now, but the rear one was the one that's just not having it. Oh, that wheel's going to need to have to go. I think that one there's going to need to have to shift. Whoa! Maybe it's that. Right, it's me adjusted that one there. And then this one, can I see it? Torque 0. Right, let's get back inside. Just for the need for it. Right, so I've turned the torque off on those rotors as well. I didn't know it was still on. It's still a little bit iffy, but it's made it so far. Right, sorry, my attention was literally drawn there by a little emergency. The other option might be having the loco detect its own coupler hinge, but via action relay send a signal to the last car to apply brakes. See, because the whole thing is linked together with the merge blocks, it's a lot of subgrids. I can tell it that specific set of wheels if I name them and put them in a group, then that event controller would be able to tell that one to apply the brakes. I think I might only need to get away with one. I can also use a timer block as kind of like a buffer for it as well. And none of this will help with all the noise issues going on through those cuffs. Yeah, that's always the thing, because when I hear it I get worried and I get panicked that I've done something wrong. But before I catch up to hang on, that was a very close call. Wasn't it? That was like so close. It's like I literally just spotted that block on the track and I knew it was going to be a nightmare, but managed to catch it in time. What have we got now? Let's see. My brain's like gone at 100 miles an hour because of that wee panic. Watching 3 streams at once, my brain is on the verge of overheating. Yeah, well it would do, and that's some good internet to keep all 3 live streams up all at once. But I'm quite chuffed that we've made it through there, but I'm still not 100% sure on that wheel, because that wheel might still need to go. This first one here, I'm not entirely too comfortable with it, because it's like, it's quite close to number wheel 2. Whoa! Right, never get under a train while it's moving. I'm tempted to half-inch that one off of there and then see what happens with the other 2. Right, let's try that. Now that number 2 is the guide wheel for that wheel set. And I'll save place just in case I've completely messed that up, because I can then hit the brake, slow it down and then reattach a wheel to it. Ooh, that was a very close call. I mean, like, trains in real life, being on trains, it's like it's relaxing, it's nice and easy. Well, where I am anyway, in Scotland, but this has been like anxiety. Like, my fucking heart was in my mouth there when I saw that block on the track. I mean, imagine Space Engineer had things like Enderman from Minecraft, or a random duck block shows up. Imagine a random armor block just suddenly appears somewhere. Whoa! Whoa! You're coming quite far out there. Right, yeah, that's going to need to have its wheel reattached. Right, that's problematic. It needs its wheel. Right. Need to reattach that then. I mean, I'll tell it, but it will say, no, something's in the way. Guarantee that's what it's going to say. No, what about the one at the back actually? That might be better off getting applied first. Come on. Damn it, I'll just wait for the command. Fine, fine. You ground off that one guide wheel, and others look like they're hanging on too far past the rail blocks. They aren't hitting the hitbox coordinated with the rail support beams, are they? No. Nothing's really contacting anything. The guide wheels are just like not touching anything at all. Anymore anyway, but they're not touching the struts or anything like that now. Locomotives down, click. Wheels cannot be attached. I know. So I'll power down. Yeah, I'm going to need to power down. Right. Right, this is where I need to get fancy. And hope I don't run out of fuel in the process. Right, stopping on a hill, what a nightmare disaster is waiting to happen. Right. I'm going to move the vis slightly forward. Just a smidge. Right. No, that'll do. Right. Had to do this the other day as well, and I was like making sure they remain attached. 1, 2, 3, 4. Should do. this one. Add wheel. Right. Won't go because in the way. That one will probably still need to stay, but I'm curious about what happens if I reattach the back ones. But yeah, they're no touching because like this is a half block. That only takes it down to a quarter, and then the gaps between all these sections is a full block. So there's still like what 0.75 meter space, I think. Don't quote me on that with the numbers. Right, control this a wee bit. Right, control. Move you forward just a bit. No, still won't let me put you in then. Right, forward a bit. No, because the wheel above. Right, fine, fine. Be difficult. Oh, well, in this case actually I could probably add the fourth wheel as well. It's ironic, I started off like trying to figure out the front one, and now here I am dealing with the rear one. Don't even have enough to fix it. I've came light for the journey. Right, smidge, come on. It can remain like that for a wee while yet though, so we'll see. Do you even have enough steel plates? Yeah, I did have enough steel plates. Right, let's go. Right, power up. 2. Right, underway again. Yes. Excellent. Right, so here we go. Okay, I forgot that much of the rails are half blocks. Thought they were hanging past full blocks. Yeah, I use half blocks. For majority of long straight sections, it's going to be half blocks because they take up less steel plates. But if you face the wrong way, if we see, well, this part here is where it meets the struts that hold up the track. There's still a wee gap there. And you see the wheels going straight there. Always a nice wee space. Nice. But here's no a sharper corner, so this one should glide easily enough. Just a wee quickie save. Let's see. Right, so the front seems fine. It's this one here that's not so fine. I mean, the majority of the big thump is coming from up at the front here. Most of the thumps are not from anywhere else except the front. So, yeah, not really sure there's much I can do about that just now, but well, yeah, we'll see. What I will do is I'm going to try and fix that thing up at the back here. I really should have brought steel blocks and not with me as well just to be able to fix that, but I think I've got enough. Right. So if I was to put that here, then it would bump into there. So this thing still won't ride up too high. Right. Heavy blocks. Right. I'm just elevating this just now because I feel like if it's a wee bit higher, it gives me that extra clearance. I'll experiment. I just had a thought again. Why don't I use the half blocks as well? Literally just mentioning it a second ago. So it comes out 2, and then like that. that was close. Right, heavy blocks again, right? And don't fall. 1, 2, and a wee bit there. And then here, and here, and a normal half block. I'm unable to place, and that one. Either way, hopefully this won't bunch up when we're in the tunnel going downhill. Because the other day, well, I say the other day, I think it was like a week before last, before all the wheel problems started up, I had this thing going down the hill, and this entire wagon was like 45 degrees at an angle, and the guide wheels are the only things keeping it attached. When the whole thing leveled out, it like snapped back onto the track, and I was like, oh, imagine that had ore in it. But yeah. Do I say that I'm repeating the same mistake and it's madness, but I'll just give enough clearance. I mean, it's got enough clearance for the bottom, it's got enough clearance for the front, it should have enough clearance for the top as well, so it shouldn't have any issues. So we'll see if that, at the very bare minimum, should aid in something. Everything's normal again. Everything's normal. All normal. And that is vibrating because it's all uphill. I think it's just extra pressure it being gone uphill. Right, where are we now? Although they only. One is then the pulling. It's got to be like the cruise control blocks maybe, then the constant like pulling and pulling and pulling on and offs. I so want this to work. I've also got limited fuel. If I run out of fuel, I'm just going to plummet straight to the deck again and all. I've got no excess food. What I've got is what I've got. Almost there. How many kilometers left? I don't know. So usually about this point where I'm looking at it and going, well, it's 15 kilometers away. But this whole length part is like nearly 12. I just need to check, see if that's still there. No. Right. And up here. The excess blocks. Nope. Although that was like stupidly close when this thing came past before, but I'll check that. Right. Where are we? Back to the train. Oh. So much trial and error to get this thing running. On the positive side, anything I've learned here I'll be able to apply to the Mark 6. And I won't call it the Mark 7 because not enough of it will have been changed to merit that. I've got a corner coming up. This should be easy enough because it's a winding one, it's a long winding corner. Yes, that's the other thing, honestly, if I need to start like fallback position is the 6 car, right? I can always fall back to the 6 car. It seems to be fine. The wheels don't seem to have much of a problem when it's a 6 car that it's pulling. When it's 8 car right now and then up to 10, which is my target, to have to rebuild all of the track I've built so far to make the cornering wider, to be much smoother, it does mean I'll be able to get faster. That's a positive. But the big negative is having to rebuild the whole thing again. That could be a problem. And here's me recently thinking about if I was able to build a railway between to asteroids in space as well, using grav components and stuff. Did that bounce when that came out there? It did. Ooh. I mean, it seemingly is managing it. Again, a not so narrow curve, so it's making it easily. You said the train seemed to have a problem when you're beyond a certain distance away. I wonder if render distance from the player has anything to do with it. I think so, because when I was... So the next station we're about to stop at is about 2.5 kilometres away from the iron station. And, well, the first station that was built. And I was setting up the bits and pieces and the necessary blocks and all that to get myself started, and then I felt like the game stutter, right? Quite like a noticeable stutter. And then I went and had a peek in spectator mode, and the train was lying on its arse. And I was like, what the hell happened there? And it's like, as soon as I got beyond that distance, it just like wasn't working. And then when I went back, reloaded it and went back and watched it, nothing happened. It just went run it. It just did all this bouncing stuff. And I was thinking maybe it was bouncing so much when I wasn't looking that it decided to fall off the track. But right now, this fella seems to be doing alright right now. Look at that. I mean, it's got ever so slight wiggle now, but no massively so, you know, it's good. I want to say you're my lucky charm, dude, but I'm always worried that it's just going to explode. I mean, that was a sharp... That's a sharp turn, that, and it made it... It's like 5 on the inside, 6 or 7 on the outside, and these ones are just much bigger. It's made it, but I do think it might be something to do with rendering, and I don't just mean graphically. I think maybe rendering, maybe the calculations that it's needing for all the, you know, the different blocks and tolerances and stuff and all that stuff, all the numbers in the background that we don't normally see, just no being too happy. I mean, imagine trying to do this on somebody's server rather than a home save. I'd never be able to build this on a server. I mean, I've sneaked into a few servers in the past and wandered about and done a few things, but building this, not a chance. I mean, all these wagons are just so smooth and riding so gently, and it's just the loco that's a problem. I think that the problem might be because that's where the power's coming from. The script I've got that's making it move on its own and maintain speeds, because as far as I'm aware yet, there still isn't a set speed value yet, that it's turning the atmospheric thrusters on and off constantly in order to maintain that speed, and that might be causing extra forces as well that's causing issues. But I don't know, there's a lot of things to consider. You made the hinges to the you made the changes to the hinges torque. Next test, stay put, let the train get more than 2k away and see if it leaves the rails. Alright. When to do that though? Right. When we get back to the main station, the head office, right, there is multiple sharp corners there. Too short, too long, but narrow. Don't know if I'm using the right terminology there, might be bollocking that up as well, but it's a good place to test it, because then I can just spectator mode myself out here after setting it to run, and then set a timer for like a couple of minutes and then go and see. And be sure to save once it gets to my point. Yeah, I will be. So I think I'll probably do that tonight. If If I don't get to it on stream, because I really want to get these targets completed, if I don't do it on stream, I will do it after it, because when I get back to the home base, I will have the necessary corners for which to test it. I'll set it to start moving, I'll jump out, I'll zip away, and then leave it a minute, because that should get enough time to get around the loops, and then come back and see if A, the big stutter happens, B, there'll be a lot of low sim speed in the area, and C, I'll know for certain if we've fixed it. If it was the torque, it was the issue as well. I'll say I fixed it, you fixed it, Chad. You're the one that helped fix that one. And I do think it has worked. Although my dream would be to have a few sound blocks as well attached to the powering up sequence, so that it would sound like it's moving up gears as it moves and stuff, but I haven't found a sound file that I want, and I don't know how to put sound files into the game yet, although I do remember seeing somebody do it once on YouTube, because I'd like to have the sound there, an ancient class 36 startup sound, and it's background hum noise attached to a sound block in this thing. Now the next question is, will this fit? Because the Mark 6 is slightly taller at the front and it made it. So hopefully this one will. I mean, that's just like the money shot there as it climbs the hill towards us. Use event controls and the broadcast controls train can send status reports over chat. I didn't think about the broadcast controller, but I did think about the signal sender thing today, like a SCADA system in the home base attached to a map, so that I can see where the train is at all times. If I can get this thing to run on its own without me having to be attached to it, because if it can run and make the whole distance on its own, then fantastic. But if I can't get it running on it, whoa, what did I do? Right, if I can't get it running on its own, then that might be an issue for me. Yeah, exhaust. Off. Right. Well, I've made it in. Yeah, I've made it in alright. I'm going to power down now, because I need to manually adjust this ever so slightly once I'm in the station. Oh, look at that clearance. Ooh. And I've came up short. Right, power up a wee bit. No. I've got a taskbar for that one. Cruise 3. That'll do. See, taskbar 5 is the one for the power up and the slow down one, but this one is doing the rest of it. Let's get in here. I'll be prepped to press 2 to do the full stop. Here we are. Come on. Nearly. Also, hopefully I measured this properly as well. I'm so hopeful. Full stop. Nice. Right. That's us stopped at the station. We're in. And my stuff is in place. There is a little bit of a gap here, but I'm hopeful with the roll down they'll still land. And wait, how far out is the train still sticking out of the back here? Fair enough. Right, let's get out of the other side. Right. Hang on, and right, before I press any buttons, I'm going to have to jump into the command center just in case. I need to see if I've got the script that's telling me how much stuff is in here. Yep. So here we go. It's only 18%. So let's see. I'll set a wee timer. 2.5 minutes worth of stuff. It might empty it out actually at that rate. So let me see. Timer 2:30. Right. So I've got my timer for 2.5 minutes. See how much of that I can get. I especially like that pyrite there. That would be good. It's more iron. Right. Oh, what a shot. What a view, that train sitting there. Right, let's get around. And if I've done this properly, this button should control all of the ejectors. Right. Let's see. Yep. Now tell me that's no cool. You can't. That's cool. Oh, that's brilliant. Noisy sucker, but it's brilliant. Oh, yeah, but that. Let's just adjust that and that. Is, I was actually supposed to come back here and I've not done it yet. I'm all over the place, but I was supposed to come back here and set that button to a timer block that would lower the chutes rather than being in the down position. Lift them up, then lower them down, and then, you know, do the whole process, that sequence thing, and it was going to look great and all that shit. But I've not done that yet. Just press a button and off it goes, and it works. And the clearance is still fine. I get under it easy as well. You're off to a rocky start here, loading up the train. Yeah! I'm going to get down there and see what the numbers are like, because I think I've got one of the, I think it's Izzy's inventory manager, but I've got it set to tell me how much is inside it. I think it's still on, because I've had problems with loading the scripts lately. Let's see. Yep. Says I'm only at 2%. 850,000 silver as well. Nearly 1 million galena. And it's still gone, and it's only 2%. 2%. I'm going to have to put like a text panel or something down here to see how much is left in the base. Oh, right, that's my alarm. Now, that's 2.5 minutes-ish. And all I've managed to get is what? 2.7%. 1 million silver. How much gold does that say? Not very much gold. 90,000 gold-ish, roughly. How much did I have to begin with? I'm just going to leave it running now actually, even though I've like got my amount that I was here for. I had... not as much. If you stop in, you could call it a milk run. Yeah, I could. But I'm actually tempted to leave it just an extra wee bit longer to get some of that porphyry. and some electrum, because it doesn't seem to have very much. It's like 15k or something it went in. Seems to be mostly favouring the silver stuff now. Oh no, it's gone in now. Oh, sweet. Right, right, enough. I need to stop. This is going to get ridiculous. I mean, I probably couldn't load up the whole thing, but we've not got all night. Right, stop. There we go. Right, and how much have we got on us right now? Huh. So nearly 300,000 porphyry and 1.7 million that galena stuff. Just under 38,000 pyrite, and how much electrum? Come on, be good. 12.5k. So obviously I'll need to make another trip out here in order to get it all. But the next one's going to be the big one, and that's the iron one. Can't stop until the weight equals the block count for the entire train. I should do that. Right, let's get moving. I don't need full whack right now, but it would be good to see that. Yeah, where am I? Because I feel like this monster can literally move all of that and still be fine with it. But it's the iron I need. I need iron more than anything else. Now that I've got a new refinery set up, it should all be good for the time being. And that clearance is just absolutely amazing how close that got. I'm actually curious now about what car it's in. Did it filter it at all, or is it all still in the hopper wagon? I don't know. Nice. Just nice. And I'll just set myself up over here for this corner when it comes up, just in case, now that I've added a little bit of extra weight. Not much. 3.4 million kgs now. That's like double my starting weight, was it no? And let's see. I should have that script attached here. Yay! Right, so see the middle panel? Right there, it's got the numbers. So 4.3% is what we walked away with after all that time. And when I get to the iron, hopefully it'll be a lot more. Although, having watched that happening and the amount that was coming out, I'm feeling like maybe the iron mine, I should increase the amount of ejectors that's going to be on the iron mine station, so that it dramatically increases the speed in which the train can accumulate it all. But let's see what cargo cars are they in? Just the two of them? Oh, filled one. Right, just press that. Filled two, 1, 2, 3. I've only filled 4 and almost a fifth. And that's it. Not bad, not bad. Let's see. What is the suspension strength set to for the guide wheels? The guide wheels, let's see. That would be the downs. The locomotive ones are set to 60%. And that's high. And the flatbeds are down at 20%. They've not really got any power renting on them anyway, they're not even really pulling, but the locomotive wheels are at 60. Yeah, they're at 60 because when I was doing all my testing, I like to set it at 40%, but it was unstable at best. 50 just didn't feel quite right. But I think 60 was still an experiment. I'm not really too sure though, but so far, still testing how much strength the guide wheels have got for their suspensions. So a gap in the track here, and thought it was something horrible, but it wasn't. Right, outside, let's see. Did I see the guide wheel set to 20 on friction? Good point. For the locomotive one. Yep, 20%, and the trailers behind 15. Reason being is, yeah, why? It's originally, I think it's because I needed them to grip a hold of the actual track itself, but it doesn't seem to be that necessary. The strength, yeah, to kind of keep it in place. The friction, every time I put the friction down, I don't know, it seems to know why to stay in the slot anymore. It hasn't really caused too many issues so far, and so far I'm quite chuffed with how this is actually handling it. It's making it run this corner no bad. Then again, I just heard something. No, it seems to be fine. Suspicious. And I need to get under this one. Hopefully I've set that one up and not the other. Right, now begin powering down. Stop! Stop! Uh-oh. Yeah, I've overshot. Uh-oh. I need to push this thing back. That's going to be a bit of a problem, unless I've got... Oh no, I've got a reverse. And it didn't move. Right, reverse, up a bit, come on, budge, move, budge. This is such a bad idea. Almost. Just ever so gently tapping it back away. Right, enough. Right, that's us. Right, zero friction seems like it would be ideal, but if zero somehow makes it easier for the guide wheels to clip through the rails, then I see why some friction is better. Yeah, that's the thing that has happened, is that whenever I've had like no friction at all, which is what the original plan was, it's just not been happy with it at all, and it is literally just went out its way to like no stay within the bounds of the track and just fly about. It's been a pain. I originally had it set to like 5% friction and then at 1.1% just to see what would happen, and it didn't seem to work for some reason. I can't explain how, but it wasn't working. Right, I do have these set to specifics. Right, so what direction is that? Did I even have a button out here? No. Right, I'm going to need to take a shot on this then, and then pick up the mess that it leaves behind. Right, so I'm going to say the north ejectors, so northeast on. Yay! I got the right ones. Out. Oh. Oh. Oh, that's noisy. I mean, even when I'm further away, it's still noisy. How far do I need to go for it still being a noise? Alright, here. Fair enough. Colour code your ejector chute so you can easily select which one to turn on. So that's the thing, I haven't even put a chute here. I should, because I love that chute in the gold station, and it would be really good, and I would be able to colour coordinate it easier. This one, the ejectors are supposed to be attached to a button on that side of the track, but I've not put a button there for some reason long ago when I built this place, and it's set to the northeast track. Pardon me, sorry. This track is the northeast line and this one is the southwest line, so I separated them up by which line that we're on, but I need to have a button pressed, because there's a button here. This one is, yeah, that's for this one. Is there one other? Did I actually install one? I looked for it, but I didn't see it. Ah, this button here is the one to control that, and it just comes straight down. But I feel like that's not enough. I mean, at the gold mine there was 2 chutes at either side, and it had, what, 11, so 22. This is only like 11-ish. It just doesn't feel like it's enough coming out. So I'm thinking about what, an arm coming out there, and an arm coming out there, where we shoot sliding down the other side. And if I'm thinking about like an arm that would like out straight when there's no train underneath. Train comes under, attached to a sensor telling it to curl inward to be the actual chutes that need to funnel the ore into place. Now there's an idea. I need to get the truck, and I need to bring it here, and I need to build arms. So I'm thinking about like an arm that comes out here at this side, that comes out with a couple of hinges on it that will curl its way under, because I've got a lot of height here and a lot of clearance, and then have chutes attached to either end with the ejectors on it, and then for either side, so it's like coming in for this side of the train and that side rather than straight down, and that way I can increase the amount. How much have I got so far? How much? So what have we got? 545,000 tainite and 700,000 iron. See, timing wise, it took so long for this train to get around this track so far, and with the stops and the messing around with the wheels. I think it's going to take me a lot longer, because it's like, to fill this thing up to the top, I don't even know if I've got enough like ore mined already. Right, hang on. Let's take a look at the actual screen. What did the screen say I had left? $11 mil. I've just put 1 mil in there, and well, nearly 1 mil, and I've only went up by what, 2 or 3%? Yeah, I mean I've went up 4%, and I've put nearly 2 mil worth of ore in. So it's like what, 2 mil ore per 4%. So what is that, 20 mil ore when I'm 40%? 80%, 40 mil. So we're looking at 60 million ore. How heavy can this thing get? I mean, I'm at what, 3.6 million kilos, and I've not got time to sit here. When I get to 10%, I'll switch it off and then go for the big turn and see if these wheel fixes have been fixed, and I'll save place for it, because I'm at 9% now. Oh, this thing, I always used to get told that my eyes were always bigger than my belly and my dinners were always too big. No, I'm doing the same here. Where is it? What are we up to? 9.2. 9.3. just need to wait for that to say what I need it to say. 9.4. Increase the size of the text, maybe double the size, yeah. Yes. 9.5. I bet I'll reset again in a minute. 9.9. I probably want more rotation of that screen and then I'll be able to turn it off. Come on. About 10. Yeah, 10.2. Off. Yep. Right, that's it. Right, so after just 10% of capacity on this monster, we have 1.2 million tainite, 1.6 million dense iron, 28,000 pyrite, 292,000 porphyry, 1.7 million galena, and 12.5 thousand electrum. And I've only took up 10%, 1.5 million litres of space, so it's 17.3. That's huge amounts of ore, and that's just 10%. Oh, right, save place, and let's get moving. And power up. Oh, we wiggle there because it's now heavier. Ore drop and bring back memories of working in metal stamping factory. Thump, thump, thump. Really? Is that what you used to do as a occupation? Even that wee bumpy pit I made it. See, I'm actually surprised. I just pressed the power up button and it just started moving, just the thing, easily, as if all that extra weight don't mean nothing. But here's now the big finale coming up. Making it around this monster without derailment with the extra weight. Now it was only 10% extra weight, fine, of the total capacity, fine. But let's see. For about a year, yes, I was an overhead gantry crane operator. Fucking hell! Really? That sounds like a really impressive high-skilled job. I'm just a menial labourer. I'm impressed, actually. I'm quite impressed by that. That's well done. Seem to be making it, and this is the tighter part of this turn. This is the one where I keep finding it snaking itself along the ground, is this corner and up here. So far so good. Hang on a minute, wait a minute, Chad, something just occurred to me there. So, if that used to be your occupation, right, so when you were watching Engineered Coffee do that for his main cargo hall, where he had one in the roof of his main hall, you must have thought that was bringing back memories. I just remembered that he did an episode of that as well. I can't believe the train made that turn and not so many issues at the minute, even though it's heavier and is making it. I can't believe it's making it. Noisy, but it's making it. Check your rear wheels now. So far so good. Oh, you're nearly making it. So you come back here, it's nice and quieter. Just the front. Out we come. Yep, I was very interested in his build for that. So was I. I always have like trouble trying to work out how to get like the wee 1x1 wheels and all that to slot into the beam blocks and all that stuff, but it's really cool what he's done with that. And then setting it all up so that all the pistons and the hinges would all move to let a wee scissor lift thing go down and then grab the container up and then move it to the right slot as well, just by the push of a button. I mean, that astounded me when I first saw that. I was like, wow, this guy, Jesus. But then it was around about that time I was like, yep, right, watching him every week. You know what, I'm actually quite proud of what we've achieved here today. Although you could say it's not really much we've been driving about, but the fact that the train made it round that curve, since we messed around with the wheels, we messed around with the hinges, we done a few tweaks here and there, and we've actually managed to fill it up to about 10% capacity. Admittedly, that overall capacity will probably change when I add more cars as well. And we're going downhill and everything seems to be not fine at all. What the actual... Oh good god, no. You hit that... No, I did do the corner, right. No, I knew it was too high. I knew it was too good to be true. So, the hopper car is now lifting the locomotive up. Bad, very bad. I'm going to leave it and see if it makes it to the bottom of this hill. Because it's literally now running on like just a couple of guide wheels up at the front now. It's been lifted up. Good thing I've got enough clearance in this tunnel. The elevator for the apartment building is pretty neat too. Yeah. Oh, that elevator thing, and because it's at an angle as well, and he's need to get the clearances as he goes up at those angles of degrees, and then to stop at each of the correct floors as well. My elevator is just point A to point B, back to point A, up and down. That's it. Straight line, that's it. The fact that he's done all of that and managed to ensure that the blocks aren't actually moving into the same space now, or massive drops in sim speed, although he did say when he was putting a lot of the apartments in that he was getting a few sim speed drops as well, but that could be the sheer amount of like subgrids that are in each of the apartment grids as well. But yeah, I was absolutely astounded when I done that one as well. I was like, Jesus boy, that's brilliant. At least on the plus side, the coupler hinges that we've got here seem to be holding it on place. I'm going to get out and sit and see that for the outside, because when I get down here, this could be the tricky part, because it's still mostly elevated, but only mostly. See if I can get out. Right, let's see. Can you imagine if I didn't have that fourth wheel attached? It would be even worse, because I think that's helped it stay in. I mean, this number 2 is still in the guide, number 1 not so much. I mean, that is like wedged in there. And the plus side, it's not able to wedge itself any further. I mean, there is that. And then these ones are all still fine. Better question of what are these up to? Look how fine they are. They're just sitting nice to thing, no problems. It's just the problems with the locomotive. Although this wheel set is nearly hanging out of the track. What's going on there with that one? Oh, I better take care of my fuel. I'm down to 1 bottle left. Right. Jump in. Right. Might have to set angle limits for the vertical hinges, leaving torque off, but limit hinge angle to something like 10 degrees up and down. Quick fix: stop the train, build a piston on a loco or first car, push them back apart. Yeah, I had to do that a while ago, is undo that, but I want to see, first let's see what happens when it gets to a flat bit of track, because one way that locomotive's trying to pull away from it, when the hill is no longer adding the momentum to the wagon behind, it might just pull itself forward enough to undo it, and then I just add extra blocks to prevent it happening in the future. But you're setting the angle limit, that's actually a good idea, because it is literally just the 2 vertical ones, right? Although I only need to add it to the 1 vertical hinge that's on the hopper wagon, right? Nearly at the bottom of the hill. I'm actually surprised when you say like the stopping the train. I'm actually surprised that my wee timer blocks that I use to power up and power down to slow down and speed up has worked so very well. I just love how it's powered up properly, slowed down properly. It's no excessively yanking on any of the wagons, and because there's so many of them now, the power seems to even out just right. Get a wee bit of horizontal movement there for this wheelbase. If this doesn't fit into the slots, oh, got a corner or no, no. Right, I think I'm going to have to stop the stop the train now. Stop the train. Yeah, that's there we go. That's what I was waiting for. Don't worry, I saved ahead of time just in case exactly this happened. Look at it slithering its way along the ground there. What's the FP? What's my view like? Yeah, nappy time. Well, one hinge might do it. Both vertical hinges in the coupler would kind of share the strain when they're trying to bunch up. Right. So I'll add that, right, and I'll have to reload to get this stock back to base, and then I'll do the test on the very sharp turns at the base with all the sim speed traps and that stuff, right? But I've just noticed I'm not only way past my time limit, but we've also crashed as well. Yeah, the train is on for a wee nap time, right? So I want to say, before I go, I want to say thanks a lot for coming along. This is my 4th stream so far. I've had a good time. I've had good chats as well. And Chad, you're my G. You helped a lot the night. Helping me, you know, back and forth with all the bits and pieces. You've helped a lot with these hinges as well, and the torque thing and all that as well. It's absolutely fantastic. Done great. With all those wheels, adds double meaning to saying the train is too tired. Yeah, yep. I'll take that. It's a good gag, that one. What a way to end on a nice wee gag as well. Anyway, guys, I'll probably do another live stream at the beginning of November as well. I'm still doing the 4 weekly thing, and a lot more will probably get done in the meantime. Yeah, thanks a lot for coming along, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Alright, you take care of yourselves out there, alright? See you later.